It's always fun when you stumble upon a true hidden gem. And that's what happened to my husband and I a few months ago. This place is incredible, and it's in the middle of nowhere. You might say in the middle of nowhere, on the way to somewhere, sits Schulenburg, Texas. A halfway point between Houston and San Antonio, Austin and Houston, and I'm sure other places too. Turns out there's a dining oasis in the tiny town of Schulenburg, where the food tastes more like Uptown than small town.
Good place, good food, reasonable price.
All at the Garden Company Marketplace and Café. Things sizzle here, all right. You'll find peppercorn-crusted Texas-raised tenderloin with a Merlot gastrique sitting on top of creamy herb-roasted potatoes. There's velvety sea bass with tangy Kalamata olives and sweet cherry tomatoes, all drizzled with butter.
That's a big burger, right?
And the name? It's not just for show. Owners Jeff and Stevie Thompson transformed this 100-year-old farmhouse and its grounds into a thriving garden business some 9 years ago. That was fine until Stevie's green thumbs started itching for something more. So you and your wife both had similar backgrounds in that you were in the gardening industry.
Business.
But she wanted to do a bistro, a restaurant of some
She
sort.
wanted a sandwich shop. She wanted, a little, the girls could come for coffee. We could do a sandwich and a salad.
You thought she was crazy, didn't you?
I talked her out of it for 9 years. And then I realized, and then I said, well, maybe you're onto something. But if we're going to do it, let's do it in a bigger scale.
Next, they went shopping for a chef and found their perfect partner close to home. You think of Schulenburg, you think of diners, things like that.
Think of burgers.
Dairy Queen.
That's correct.
Down the road. But you guys have a classically trained chef. I mean,
That's
this
correct.
is serious
Yeah.
food.
He's good. And it's his passion. He loves it.
Chef Kenny Kopecki actually grew up in Schulenburg, and he's worked in some of Austin's best kitchens.
We try to keep everything Texas local, and that's kind of where our focus is. We have bold flavors, a lot of an eclectic mix of food. We have everything from Asian flavors to little Indian flavors to, Cajun flavors, you name it.
Everything is farm to table fresh. At lunch, the menu features fantastic sandwiches and fresh salads like this beauty, a blue cheese wedge with sliced Honeycrisp apples and applewood smoked bacon. And if you just want to munch on something healthy, there's my favorite, those fun Brussels sprouts. So tell me about how you develop those amazing Brussels sprouts. Those are so good.
The Brussels sprout craze came about, somebody was like, oh, we're frying Brussels sprouts. And I was like, well, how do I do a little different twist and whatnot? And then so I came up with my recipe, with the sriracha, the walnuts, the Kamata olives. And it's really kind of a great wine/beer food. If you just want to have a snack or something like that, you can just munch on that all day long.
Dinner is a more upscale affair with steaks, seafood. Definitely not what you'd expect to find in tiny Schulenburg.
These are Pacific blue prawns. These are sushi grade quality. They have a very sweet flavor to them. We're just going to dip them in some cornstarch.
These are sushi grade. This is high quality stuff.
Sure, it's awesome. Put them in a little cornstarch, and then we're going to dust as much as we can off because we don't want to make it we just want to get these, the outside a little crispy is what we're looking for.
Into the pan go green onions, fresh garlic, and for some real sizzle, a drizzle of sriracha and a splash of Sauvignon Blanc. Then, a golden saffron broth, diced tomatoes, and butter. It's served with a big chunk of grilled rustic bread. Oh, that's fantastic.
Tender, spicy, little sweet, little tomato.
And then you get a little kick on the end with the sriracha, but not too much at all.
I love it.
This is fun. One thing I think is particularly special about this place is you all did all of the building
My wife's
out,
creativity.
Right?
She'll show us a picture, and I have the luxury of having a landscape crew with carpenters and rock masons, so she'd show us a picture and we'd build it. And we recycle all the old products, like the bottoms of these tables are the drying tube out of the old silos.
Stevie wound grapevines to make these rustic light fixtures, and she turned these old farm tools into a chandelier.
This is just a cow panel that we've cut down and put Weisach in it.
The garden shop is still going strong, and they've added a gift shop and a ladies' clothing boutique.
So we get all of our local friends together and we meet here and have a really good time.
Okay, now we're going to find out how to make those delicious Brussels sprouts from the Garden Company in Schulenburg that taste unlike any I've ever had. And with Chef Adrian at HEB Cooking Connection, our experts of all things recipe redo, right?
That's right. So I love the layers that are in this recipe. It's got a lot going on, but it comes together beautifully.
Yeah, who would have thought you put candied pecans or candied walnuts in with your Brussels sprouts?
Well, they did it, and it's a hit.
It's so good. All right, easy to do, right?
Easy, easy, easy. So we've got fresh Brussels sprouts from the produce department, halved, olives from the olive bar here in the deli, great sauces and seasonings from the Cooking Connection, and of course some organic oils, balsamic seasonings, all the way around. It comes together nicely.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start with a medium heat in the skillet, organic canola oil, nice and clean, cold pressed. We're going to go a little bit heavy, so we'll get some of a fry like they do at the restaurant. In go the capers, olives, and Brussels sprouts, and we'll just saute these about 5 to 6 minutes till they're golden brown, and those leaves just pull back and get nice and crisp.
Okay, so we've got Kalamata olives, capers, and Brussels sprouts all frying in the pan. Lots of flavor layers going on there.
Lots of things going on. So tender in the inside, golden and crisp on the out. And we'll just season them up with our kicked up chicken, which is like the togarashi. It's got the orange peel, the peppers, a little bit of sea salt, some good chili flakes going on. We'll do a splash of balsamic vinegar. We're using the Central Market Age. It's sweet and thick.
It's good stuff.
And of course, you got to have the sweet chili sauce. So we're doing Canyon Foods sweet chili lime. And just a touch of sesame seeds, black and white, poppy to go along with it. Yeah. And the sweetness is going to come from the praline pecans straight from the Healthy Living aisle.
And that nice texture too. You get that crunchiness.
A little bit of crunch going on. That's it.
Okay, now we taste.
So these are fantastic all by themselves, but if you want a little protein, I just served it with a nice pan-seared crispy salmon, salt, pepper, and olive oil, keeping it simple, a little orange zest over the top.
This is delicious. Even if your kids don't like Brussels sprouts, I guarantee you they will love these, and you will too. Adrian, awesome. We've got the recipe online.
All right.
Thanks. Coming up, my wine finds. A new Cabernet that's less than $15, and it's fantastic. But next, the trio that's rockin' Mexican food in South Austin.
The cocktails are sublime.
So many of you told me about this place that I had to check it out. Don't go away. Margaritas are served when we come right back. Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by HEB.